All right, Chris Clark here from PalmettoPreps.com. New feature here on PalmettoPreps.com and our YouTube channel, going inside the film room with some of the state of South Carolina's top prospects. And tonight we're going to be joined by Marshall Skoloff from Eastside High School, class of 2021. Couple of housekeeping items. First of all, if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, take a second, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications so every time we drop a new video, you'll be able to see it. Leave a comment if you like this video. Hit like. That helps us out a lot. If you subscribe, keep growing our channel. We'd appreciate it. Marshall, thanks for joining us tonight, man. You're sort of the guinea pig for this. You're going to be the first one up.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I figured it would be good to have a quarterback in here.
Yeah, for sure.
And, check out some of these things. And you got some new material to look at I wanted to go over too. And we're going to sort of dive into your junior some of your junior highlights, hit on your recruiting a little bit, but you got a new video as well that you guys were kind enough to let me take a look at, just some training that you've been doing recently. So I'm going to turn that on for us. Tell us a little bit about why you decided to do this video. You know, it's just something that you guys sort of produced on your own.
Yeah, so knowing that there's not going to be any camps for at least until July, me and my dad had the idea to maybe get a pro film just to show, different stuff that I haven't been doing, not practicing. Like, for example, we don't do under center stuff at my school. So when I go work out, like on the field with my teammates, obviously I'm just going to do stuff from the shotgun. So in this video, it shows a little bit of me doing stuff that you won't usually see me doing. Mm-hmm. And it also shows a lot of repetition on working on the same throw, really perfecting it, showing that I'm consistent with my form and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to notice. Lots of focus on form. What have you been doing as far as your training? What types of things are you tweaking, or have you either tweaked or have you been sort of trying to really hone in on?
Yeah, so one thing that I've really been working on from a shotgun, when I take a big drop and I don't have any blitz coming when I'm just throwing, I'll take a 3-step and then I'll hitch up. And in my opinion, and some coaches' opinions too, I hitch up a little bit too much. Like I'll take maybe a yard too far. So I've been really working on not having to really take a big step up to throw a ball and just kind of setting my feet, just getting my feet back under me instead of stepping back up. And so having the same amount of power to get the ball there.
Good deal. Who are you, anybody in particular as far as trainers or even guys that you're working out with here that you want to shout out? Tell us a little bit.
Coach Ramon Robinson, man, he's really helped me out with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And also for this video, Tony Ballard, because I went down there. My friend Bobby was like, hey, Tony asked if you would come down here and work out with us. And I was like, yeah, of course. So and it was awesome. It was really fun.
Yes, it's a unique thing. And, a lot of people having to get creative, like you said. College camps are really, if not completely delayed until the end of July, not happening at all at certain places, right? And so,
yes, sir.
All right, so let's go now. I'm gonna hit some of your highlights from last season. Hit these real quick. Let me get there. All right, is this coming up for you like it is?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so this is all junior year, is that right, or is this sort of a compilation?
This is all my junior year.
All junior. All right. So yeah, that first play is one I wanted to key in on right here. I mean, we can go back and talk about coaching points and mechanics and all that, but this is just here's an RPO. You got two guys bearing down on you. Is this just instinct, or what do you see in here?
Man, so what happened was I saw that striker come down, and I made the wrong read. It looked like the 3 technique that was on top of our tackle. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but the guy that was standing on top of the tackle, he's a little bit inside of him.
Yeah.
He came straight in. And from instinct, I'm like, well, I don't want my running back to get killed. Because the receivers yell at me if I throw him into a safety. The running back yells if I hand it off. There's a D tackle there, and I don't even have a read. So that was pure instinct. It was just me seeing out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, hey, he's going to get absolutely destroyed if I hand him this ball. So I came up, knowing that it was a handoff read. I came up. I look outside. We had a bubble or a little screen on right there. And I saw that they were coming in. That wasn't going to work. It was the pass probably would have been deflected or maybe picked off if I threw that. So instantly when I saw that, I was like, well, there's only one more thing I can really do. So I turn and I see these two guys coming right at me, and then I don't really know what happened and after all that, but I just remember getting up in the end zone, looking at my teammates, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So let's go to the next play here.
This next place. Oh my, I can't explain this play to you at all. It was the same kind of thing. Greer's defensive ends, both of them, McXavion and Jakari, shout out to them, and they're unbelievable players, man. They gave me trouble all game. So McXavion, who was on that one side, he had been crashing the whole game, taking all the runs away, so where I had to pull the ball. So I think this is closer to later in the third quarter. So because this was a shootout, we're all tired. Offense was on the field most of the time, and we're all pretty tired. So McXavion on 34 had been crashing the whole game. So I'm like, hey, it's the same play. He really has not committed to me at all. I'm going to pull this ball and try to throw it. And the one time I said that to myself, which is a mistake I did not make again and I will not make again, because a handoff read is a handoff read. And I understand that now, but I was like, I'm going to make something happen. These guys have been killing me all game. I want to kind of, pick on them myself. So the result is something that was very unexpected, but, it happened. A lot of people were like, how'd you do it? And every single time I tell them, I have no idea, because I don't. I don't know how that happened. It's just I kept playing. They kind of gave up, thought I was over, thought they were just going to throw me down, I guess. And
what's coach say to you after this play in the film room? Was this a good play by Marshall or a bad play?
No, I didn't get any praise from any coaches, man. They were like, what in the hell are you doing? And I'm just like, I didn't know what else speechless, because I was just like, it happened. I don't know. I should have handed the ball off. And literally, this was week 9. Week 10 and first round of the playoffs, man, I don't think I made, even throw the ball. I don't think I made one bad read, because they got on my tail in the film room after this exact play. So they weren't even happy when I put it on my highlight film. They said it looks bad. And I'm like, oh, well.
So you mentioned – you mentioned the RPO game. How much, these first 2 plays you've mentioned, I'm going to pause it for a second while we talk about it. You mentioned, these first 2 plays were reads, right? So, how much RPO do you guys do? And how much of what you do is a straight, hey, this is a give, or this is quarterback's call based on what you see?
So I've always been taught, when in doubt, hand the ball. These are maybe the only 2 plays where I didn't do that, and I know it doesn't sound good or look good, but we were in RPOs probably 75 to 80% of the whole game.
Right.
So a lot of the time, man, our running back, we had an all-state running back. He was unbelievable, 1,600 rushing yards. Shout out to Max now. And, we literally I wouldn't have to throw a ball. I could just hand him the ball the whole game and we'd score.
Right.
But, it's sometimes even the slightest edge, if I feel like I have even – littlest chance to beat this guy, I'm most likely going to take it, because I believe in myself. I'm always buying into myself. So, but at the same time, I don't make reads like this all the time. I don't want people to think that.
Right. Good deal. Well, that's why we're talking about it, because we can talk about really good athleticism on the play, but what did you learn? What what did you do well?
I learned a lot. Yeah.
Right. What did you do well? What did you not do well? All right. So here's another play.
That was just straight zone read. We had it was an RPO option. I think we had a bubble at the bottom, or just a little, who was it? Was it Peyton? Don't exactly remember. Okay, so we just had an outside screen, the outside backer, that apex player. That's what I call him. My second read. So at first I'm reading the last man on the line of scrimmage. He crashes in. That means I have an open lane to run the ball, and which also means I have an open lane to throw the ball. So when I saw that guy, he shot outside. I wasn't going to take a 2-on-2 because one guy can't block, and I felt like I had enough field to just take off. So I went, and that's what happened. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit. I want to put somebody else in the spotlight for a minute. Peyton Mangrum, a little bit. I don't know. In my opinion, very undervalued player.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Going to walk on at South Carolina, right? My understanding, but put up huge numbers. Was a really good target for you there. Tell me about him and what makes him, so good. We'll keep some of these highlights playing, and I'll go back to some of the other stuff.
Peyton's just a hard worker. He'll work harder than everybody else wherever he is, no matter what he's doing, not just football. I think he told me he had like a 4.6 GPA.
Mm-hmm.
He's a competitor in everything he does in life. And that's someone that you can really rally your team around, is someone that, I can trust when it's 4th and 16 and we have to get a first down. He's probably the guy I'm going to throw that ball to, just because he's proven himself time after time after time. So he was really, the heart and soul of our team this year. Him, Max, all the seniors on offense this year were really just all good guys, genuine guys. And it's going to be rough not having them for me, but we're going to have a great year next year either way.
Good deal. All right. So we got, more running highlights, more scrambling highlights. What are you hearing from college coaches just on your dual threat ability? Rivals.com database is now, by the way, finally showing you as a dual threat quarterback, which is good. But, what are you hearing from colleges on this ability to, make things happen, whether it's running the zone read, whether it's buying yourself some time, getting out of trouble, being able to throw on the run? What do you hear in terms of how that fits in?
So I've been told that, that's the difference between me and this other kid they're recruiting. And I've also never heard a thing from colleges that even some of the schools that have offered me, they haven't even brought it up. They're just like, you have great mechanics, you can throw the ball. So really it's just, I think it's a good thing to have, especially being a quarterback and, the new offenses, a lot of RPOs are going on, all that kind of stuff. So it's good to have that athleticism, but at the same time, like when I'm making all these films throwing the ball, I'm really not showing as much as my athleticism as I am, my mechanics, my consistency, my accuracy, all that stuff.
Right. All right. So tell me about some of you guys, like some of the passing game concepts that you guys run without, giving too much away, but just something that, just in general, how you guys like to operate and sort of how you call plays to accentuate your strengths and things.
Yeah. I mean, man, I couldn't tell you how many plays we had in the playbook, like just straight up passing concepts, but I don't want to expose too much. I feel like I can say this without exposing too much. We really only have probably 30 passing concepts, but we tag so many different routes and different things within the concepts that it makes it like over like 150 probably.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys do a lot of stuff where you're, are you doing a lot of like reading of what the defense is doing? So like what I'm saying is, do you have to be on the same page mentally with your receivers a lot in terms of knowing he's breaking to this spot, this is where the ball needs to go?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it was really a lot of pre and post snap reads for me personally, and our receivers were just so gifted athletically and physically and mentally that they knew where to go. If they had an out route, they know that they're not going to fade up field. If that corner's bailing, they're going to kind of come back downhill, almost like a comeback route. And we had that chemistry all before my starting receivers. We had it clicking, and about fourth week, I think, against Broome, that second half of that game, that's when I really started feeling like we were just going to take off from there.
Yeah. Let's have you go through some of these throws here if you want, just, briefly.
Yeah.
Just sort of maybe either what you're seeing with the defense or what you're thinking when you're placing the throw, or even if you say, hey, maybe I could have done this better, or hey, this was good. Just go through some of these. I'll back it up as you talk if we need.
Yeah. So this is 4 verts. If they wanted to, they could break it down to a hitch. That's why you see Cody on the far side. He stops, makes it a hitch route. If the corner or safety's like bailing, whoever's on you bails, just sit down and get profit. So we had it was pretty good blocking. It's just this was a good team. Westwood was just really good all around, and the kid got through, and I had to make a play, come up in the pocket, and keep my eyes downfield. And I saw we had Devery. He was a sophomore. He'll be a junior next year. He was running the seam route, and that safety was playing really far inside of him at the time. I saw him coming across. So I knew I had the chance. It was a one-on-one. I didn't know how fast I had to get the ball because I didn't know if that guy that had blitzed me had fallen or anything like that. I didn't know if he was right behind me. So while I'm moving up, I see Devery. I throw it to his back shoulder, and he makes an outstanding catch. I mean, he went up and got that.
Westwood, I recall, had I think I asked you last time some of your toughest opponents, and you mentioned Cam Atkins from Westwood.
Yeah. That number 11 kid was unbelievable, man. Yeah. He was all game.
Really good.
He talked a lot too. He's just a player, man. That's a football player. People are born to do it. He was one of them.
Good deal. All right, now here's this also against Westwood.
So they're just running like a type of cover 2, like it's kind of like a cover 2 man, something like that. But I saw that safety come down, and I knew we had a dig coming under and a post on top. So as soon as I see that safety come down, I don't care where that corner is. I can put that ball inside, and that's the result. I mean, that's what happened. And the same thing, like he could have made that bat and came across harder if the safety went back to the chemistry thing.
Yep.
It's just that play probably, regardless of who I threw that ball to, the receivers were so smart and knew what they were doing so well that that probably could have scored 3 different ways.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was just the one that I saw.
Yep. Here's just a little out. Looks like you sort of got this peg the whole way, right from the get-go, is what it looks like.
I think that's just the straight-up Westwood film, yeah.
Yep. All right.
I guess not.
Yeah.
From Greer.
Yeah.
That was a great play by Cody. And that was me and Cody, man. If I was throwing a fade ball and if the guys were one-on-one, Cody was most likely getting that ball on just the fade specifically because he's just gifted with the deep ball. He could look right over his shoulder. It was kind of like, it reminded me of like Isaac Bruce. He just looked right over his shoulder and made it look so easy when it's just not.
Yeah. How much of this, I mean, is this one of the more difficult throws to make because you're you know what I'm saying? You're right down the sideline. You got air under it, and then you've got a wide variety of receivers. You got to know their speed, and you got to see where the corner is and all that.
In my opinion, I mean, a lot of those throws are difficult, especially to the sideline like that. But we had just so many reps doing the same thing over and over with all these guys that it really just became like, hey, he has him beat outside. I need to put the ball where it needs to be, and we had such a great chemistry that it just happened.
Yep. All right, we got a couple more throws here. So while I'll relay a couple more of these or the rest of this highlight run, but tell us a little bit about, where things are with schools. I know you've still been picking up some scholarship offers and stuff like that. First of all, have you this film that you just produced that we watched earlier, have you been able to send that out? Have you gotten any feedback on it?
Yeah, I've sent it to a whole bunch of coaches.
Mm-hmm.
I probably sent it to like close to, if not over 100 coaches on Twitter. And then the coaches I have on iMessage, I'll text them a video. And
yeah,
I talked about it with Wofford. I was going to talk to it about Elon. I'm still waiting for them to get back to me about it. But yeah, I mean, that was a good video. It was a great video to show the coaches just because of the repetition, showing everything.
Yeah. As far as, just the whole process, I mean, what's your plan from here on out? Obviously, we don't really know when in-person visits are going to start back up, but what's your plan for, narrowing it down? Are you going to just sort of wait, see what other options come up this season as you go through your senior season, or what's your plan with everything?
As of now, just because we can't see anybody in person, I'm not positive, but like, I want to be able to commit pretty soon, not super soon, but I want to be able to commit before 2021.
Right.
Just so I know where I'm going. I'm comfortable with it. I'm helping recruit players that they offer, and I can try to get them to come there. So that's definitely my goal.
So are you mainly going off of, what you have seen from past in-person visits? Or are you doing some of these virtual visits that prospects have talked about a lot? Yeah,
I've done a little bit of both. I mean, the virtual stuff, it's great. It's super good that we have it, but at the same time, you just don't get the same feel, the same vibe you would get from actually being there. Right. So, like, the schools that have been really recruiting me hard, those are the schools I'm going to really try, like, if stuff opens up to go to, see, camp at, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Good deal, man. Well, hey, Marshall, I appreciate you taking the time. Wanted to hit on recruiting real briefly, but, bulk of this obviously was just so sort of what you've been up to and let you dig into some of the film. With some of your past accomplishments and highlights and everything. So thanks a lot for being our first here on the film room feature here on Palmetto Preps. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.